scholars to, I guess, just a quick rules of engagement. If I've assigned you a rhetorical analysis, two key things that I really want to make sure you completely understand are one, if you see something and it's doing a rhetorical move, but you don't know the Greek word for it, just tell us what you're looking at. You do not have to use all of the terminology that you may be learning this semester all the time. And especially don't skip something just because you don't know what it's called in Greek. I think something certainly like, okay, I call you scholars all the time. That is kind of a rhetorical move to make you feel like you're not students. I mean, you are students, but you're more than that. So that's me sort of elevating your work to greater purpose. And that's further in small ways reinforcing my ownership of your text ethos. The way that I try to present this course, the sort of underlying theoretical frameworks that I abide by as a teacher. So something like that, you can say, she doesn't call us like, hey, kids, because you're not. And everything about the way that I've structured my course isn't. So it's a bit of a little rhetorical move on how I address you as being professionals with worthy research endeavors. So is there a word for that? Yeah, but I'm not even going to say it now because you don't need it. You just tell me what you're looking at and what it does. So if you don't know the magic word for something, just tell us what you're looking at and tell us what it does for the argument or the communication. The second thing is the content doesn't matter. I know that sounds weird, but I mean it. You may find yourself having to rhetorically analyze something that you disagree with the message, but then you find yourself having to say, like, well, they established their ethos early, they used concession and said, like, the other side's got a really good point about X. He seems really credible. He seems really well read on the subject. So you're finding yourself supporting that rhetorically this is a good argument, but you don't believe what he's saying. You don't agree with the message. That's two separate things. So in a rhetorical analysis, your opinion on the actual content doesn't matter. Your opinion on the moves, however, does. A rhetorical analysis, you're saying like, this kind of made me feel like I was going to cry, which means it was way too much pathos. I shut down. It was ineffective. That's a rhetorical analysis. And it's very much based in your opinion of how those rhetorical moves worked for you to get the message. However, the message itself kind of doesn't matter for the purposes of the analysis. So if you find yourself having to support that this is a rhetorically well-argued stance, but you don't agree with the content, you may find yourself in that position in a rhetorical analysis. Likewise, you may agree with some content, and then you are finding quite a lot of rhetorical weaknesses in how this particular person communicated it. You're going to have to say that rhetorically it's a bad argument. So recognizing that your opinion on the message has nothing to do with your rhetorical analysis is an important one. So we've got to download usually a discussion board where you finally get to tell us how you feel about the message, but that doesn't belong in a rhetorical analysis. So I guess recap. 1, if you don't know the magic terminology for it, just tell us what you're looking at and what it does. And 2, keep your opinions about the subject matter out of your rhetorical analysis. Good luck.